This is the highest level of playing dead. The man deliberately widened his eyes, lying on a desert with temperatures as high as 90 degrees, afraid the rich man would find out he was still alive. But the rich man was a suspicious person by nature. He raised his shotgun and fired a shot right next to him. Nick was so scared he broke out in a cold sweat. The rich man's purpose in doing this was merely to test whether Nick was still alive. And thanks to Nick's superb acting skills, he successfully fooled the rich man. He then drove back toward the city. Halfway there, the rich man suddenly noticed in horror that Nick was casually walking toward the top of the mountain. Seeing this, the rich man was furious, no longer in the mood to toy with Nick. He then took out his sniper rifle and aimed at Nick halfway up the mountain. Luckily, the distance was too far, and the rich man didn't succeed. He could only chase up the slope with his gun. Nick dared not stop and climbed toward a cave on the mountain, because once, he and his girlfriend had bathed in a pool inside that cave. There must be a water source there, but when he arrived, what he saw left him utterly hopeless. The pool had completely dried up. Nick collapsed helplessly on the ground. The desert at night was bone-chillingly cold, leaving Nick shivering all over. Outside, the rich man was guarding the entrance to the cave. Nick, inside the cave, decided to make a desperate move. He took out a slingshot as a weapon. After several hours of training, Nick mastered deadly accuracy. Then he crawled out of the cave, and while the rich man turned around to go to the bathroom, he quietly snuck over to the rich man's car and pulled out a jacket to keep himself warm. When the rich man returned, he noticed the car door had been tampered with. He quickly discovered Nick hiding behind the car. He immediately shifted into reverse and charged toward Nick. Fortunately, Nick dove down in time, barely escaping death, but this caused him to be completely exposed in front of the rich man. The rich man tried to run him over, and Nick had no choice but to hide behind a rock. The rich man then pulled out explosives and threw them at him. Watching Nick flee in panic, the rich man was overjoyed. After using up the explosives, he pulled out his sniper rifle again, swearing to finish Nick off. Nick hid behind the rock, not daring to show his face. At the critical moment, the rich man's gun ran out of bullets. Nick seized the opportunity to rush out and attack. In the next second, the rich man was knocked out. When he woke up again, the situation had completely reversed. He was tied to the seat by Nick, while Nick was calmly eating food. The rich man tried to bribe Nick, but Nick already saw money as dirt. He then escorted him to the police station. He thought the rich man would rot in prison, but then he discovered on the police station's computer that the rich man was actually the richest man in the area. At that moment, the sound of a helicopter came from outside. Nick immediately ran out, but the rich man had already boarded the helicopter and escaped. Clearly, the police had been bought off by him. Nick could only watch the devil fly away. That night, Nick was holding his girlfriend while sleeping. The rich man suddenly broke in. Just as he was about to shoot, Nick's girlfriend fired first. The rich man never expected that Nick's girlfriend would be carrying a gun. Though he was already seriously wounded, he still wanted to kill Nick. At the critical moment, Nick quickly picked up the gun and finally finished off the devil once and for all.